Hello and welcome mathematicians to the next best practices video for third grade. In these videos, we will share what one could expect to see and hear in a mathematics classroom, learning all about representing and interpreting data. Who loves data? I love that it can be organized in different ways, just like this meme of Marshall from How I Met Your Mother. Let's get it as excited as him as we explore how students experience pictographs, bar graphs, circle graphs, and line plots. This unit of study will encompass the following key learning goals. Students will analyze, interpret, represent, and use data to problem solve. Students will analyze data and represent data in a variety of ways, including using frequency tables, line plots, circle graphs, pictographs, and bar graphs with scale intervals. Students will use data that has been represented on such visual aids and solve 1- and 2-step word problems. So what should we see happening in the classroom to help students achieve these goals? Remember, the things students should be practicing are collecting and representing data and then analyzing that data. Here we see clips from some of the STEMscopes explores. Notice students are collecting data and recording it on a frequency table. Afterwards, they are creating line plots concretely and turning them into a representational format. The second clip shows students stretching silly putty, measuring it, and recording it on a bar graph. Afterwards, they can answer questions about that bar graph. The last clip shows how students can use a circle graph to answer questions about the information. All of these clips show students having the opportunity to work with the data to represent and analyze information. Afterwards, students can come back together for a math chat to compare their results. Notice the mathematical thinking and reasoning poster. This is to remind us that the MTRs are how students demonstrate their understanding of mathematics. These explorations by students in the classroom could demonstrate MTRs 1, 2, 5, and 7. The types of questions we ask of students will help dictate the types of conversations our students are participating in. Here are a few examples of math chat questions from STEMscopes. Notice that these questions are open-ended and elicit thinking and explanations from our students. For example, what are the similarities and differences between a bar and pictograph? Or, what operations can we use in order to solve the questions related to the data? As students engage in explorations and discuss their learning, we should hear mathematical vocabulary being used by both the teacher and students. Here is a list of some of the possible vocabulary terms we would hear in this scope. Throughout the scope of study, we should see multiple opportunities for students to demonstrate their knowledge and understanding. This could include student journals and exit tickets during the explores, and show what you know tasks as a follow-up. You may see anchor charts around the room that look like this. Students may also use fluency builders with games to practice and elaborate on their content knowledge. These activities provide the teacher with informal assessments to gauge the student's understanding throughout the scope. As we visit classrooms, we may want to ask students questions to better gauge their understanding of the current content. Here we see a couple of different questions we could ask to gauge their understanding of representing and interpreting data. These example questions and more can be found on smathsmarts.com or by clicking on any of the benchmark links in the instructional guides. Students can continue their learning at home and most likely would want to bring home an engaging task or activity. This activity is taken from the STEMscopes parent letter. Here, students can play a game called Screen Time. Students will track their number of minutes of screen time each day for the week. Using that data, they will create a bar graph with the axes displaying time in minutes and days of the week. Parents can create questions using the bar graph, such as, how many total minutes of screen time did you have for the week? Thank you for taking the time to learn about this scope on representing and interpreting data for third grade. See you later, alligator.